I remember 2009 and watching after the game, watching the boys going round the pitch, and Benny Westwood doing a little jiggle, you know. It reminded me of the 1966 World Cup, and I can't think of the player's name. Nobby Styles type jiggling, jumping about, and that, you know, that was it. Yeah, such joy on the players' faces and that, and on our faces, of course.
Yeah, for me, my favourite Challenge Cup memory has to be the 2009 semi-final when Chris Hicks scored that final try in the corner at Widnes, and it'd been a great game, and we shot out to this big lead against Wigan, and I just thought I couldn't believe what I was seeing, really. But then, of course, Warrington being Warrington, they made it difficult for us. Wigan came back into it, and I think we were 6 points clear. I think Ray's dropped a goal, 7 points, could we see it out? But then Chris Hicks just broke the line and was running to the corner, and it was just that feeling of, oh my God, we're going to be at Wembley, I'm going to be finally go to Wembley and watch Warrington, and special moment. And every time I watch it back, I still get goosebumps thinking about that moment and thinking, here we go, Warrington are finally going to do something.
I'm probably going to take the easy option, but I think 2009 as a whole, just seeing what it meant to the town, and being privileged enough to be a small part of that, and, you know, leading up to it, I definitely think that was, you know, for me that was my massive highlight.
I've got a couple. The obvious one would be to score at Wembley, every boyhood's dream. But I lost my mum at 19 and stood in the tunnel at Wembley, listening with the band with me. It was like first game walking out. I did everything. I thought I was going to start crying. Just thinking of my mum, that's a really vivid memory of the cup, knowing how proud she would have been. And then driving up on the open top bus to Golden Square and just seeing all them people. So I'll not give you one, I'll give you three there, but there are three that probably I'll always, you know, just get goosebumps and get a bit emotional thinking about them now.
I just think that the whole experience of going that very first time in 2009, actually now working at the club as well, from being a fan the first time that I went, it was just the whole experience of walking up Wembley Way, really, and seeing all the fans, just a mass of blue and yellow, and, you know, everybody getting on, camaraderie, everybody, it was, you know, everybody was just pleased that they were there and taking in the whole experience. So yeah, it was the whole day, and the fact that we won was obviously the icing on the cake.
I've got two very distinct memories, quite different really. First one was I was cajoled into cycling to Wembley, which at the time seemed a really good idea, but I was actually tired by the time we got to Lim Interchange. How I made it down to Wembley, I'll never know to this day, but I just remember when we finally arrived, it was a sense of relief to get there, and once I'd kind of got through the pain of the riding, it was a thoroughly enjoyable kind of day. And the second one was that I had the pleasure of actually going onto the pitch. It wasn't a Warrington game. It's when Wigan played Hull, and I went with Brian Chambers, obviously community rugby league extraordinaire, and we carried flags onto the pitch, and just seeing kind of the culmination of all Brian's hard work in the local community. It was like the pinnacle of Brian's professional and personal life to see it was almost like being with a young child as well, getting him to go on the pitch, and to this day we still kind of reminisce about kind of the feelings and the emotions of Brian in his kit, and me kind of tailing along behind him, and it makes me smile even now.